The name's Felicity. That's fearless Felicity.
Fearless Felicity was a pirate. She was brave, clever, strong, and unlike most pirates, Felicity was fair. Most pirates sailed the seas stealing treasure, sinking ships, and sword fighting with other pirates. But Felicity was different. She did love treasure, it was true, but it was her aim to find a way of getting herself some sparkly gold coins and glittering jewels without taking things that didn't belong to her. One day, Felicity's ship was on a voyage in the middle of the Pacific Ocean when one of her crew, Bluebeard Benny, turned a funny shade of green. "What's wrong, Benny? We need you to steer the ship towards the mainland," said Felicity. "I'm afraid I don't feel well at all," said Bluebeard. "I think I'm coming down with a seasickness." Benny went below deck, but soon Felicity realised that other crew members were looking peaky too. Even Polly Feathers cried, "Sick as a parrot! Sick as a parrot!" Fearless Felicity realised that she had to act quickly if she was going to stop everyone in the crew from falling ill, and she sent them all into quarantine for immediate isolation. Land was not yet in sight, and Fearless Felicity felt an unfamiliar feeling as she gripped the ship's huge wooden wheel and tried to steady it as a storm started brewing. "I am not afraid," she thought with irritation. The sky grew dark, and a low rumble of thunder rolled across the sky. The winds whipped up and tugged against the ship's sail, but without her crew around her, Felicity's unfamiliar feeling grew bigger in her belly, mixing with the dry pirate biscuit she had eaten earlier.
I'm not afraid. I'm fearless Felicity.
The waves rose higher, and the ship bumped roughly up and down and side to side. The lightning flashed and the rain came sheeting down in gushes, drenching Felicity and running down her face like tears. One giant wave tilted the ship so steeply that it knocked Felicity clean off her feet, and she went sliding across the deck, only just catching hold of the barrier in time to save herself from falling overboard. Without her crew, Fearless Felicity felt lost and lonely, and worst of all, she felt afraid.
I am afraid! I'm frightened!
She yelled into the wind, and as soon as her words were swallowed by the darkness, it was as though it was tamed by their powerful force. The waves became less fierce, and the thunder fell quiet. Gradually the clouds cleared, and Felicity followed the moonlight, looking through her telescope and seeing land ahead. As the ship ran aground in shallow waters, Felicity felt suddenly exhausted by the experience. Her body felt as though it was flooded from top of her head to the tips of her toes, and she fell fast asleep. She stayed in a deep slumber until the bright sunrise shone through her eyelids, and she opened them, squinting in the dazzling morning light beaming around her. Once she could look around her, she saw that her crew were already on the beach, recovered and free to join with her once more. But this was not the mainland. This place was unfamiliar, daunting. This place was an island, and they were uncertain what or who they may find here. Bluebeard Benny, Crackerjack Jones, and Tilly the cabin girl were all urging Fearless Felicity on. They were eager to find treasure on the island. "We need to turn this expedition from disaster to delight," they cried. Still hazy from the storm's effects, Felicity climbed down onto the beach and followed the others, who in turn were running after Polly Feathers, who flew ahead calling, "This way, pretty treasure for Polly." In a clearing up ahead, they suddenly saw a band of strangers, another crew of pirates who were snoring soundly. In the centre of the sleepy group was a huge treasure chest, overflowing with glinting jewels of every sparkling colour, like a rainbow of wonders reflecting and twinkling in Felicity's eyes. "This is what I've been searching for," she thought. "I want to have it so much. I want to creep over with my crew and take it. And if this group of animals awakes, we will fight them and take the treasure for ourselves. Fair? Forget about fair. What happened to me and my crew was not fair. I was alone. I was afraid, and now I deserve a reward. Just as Felicity was about to order her crew to proceed, she realised something. If I have all that gold and jewels, will I be happy? No, she thought. I will just want more. She looked around at Bluebeard, Tilly, Crackerjack and the rest of her crew, and she realised something. Here is my treasure, she thought. My friends. My team. If I connect with these other pirates too and do not steal from them, perhaps they can become like treasure to me too. They will make me feel less alone on this island, and I can feel that I belong. I can help them and they can help me. I will be a purposeful pirate with a rich community around me, so that next time I feel afraid and need to name it to tame it, I won't feel so alone.